The month of October in the past has blessed us with so many great games, and this year is no different. However, you're not going to see too many spooky season games that are coming out, but there are still a lot of star-studded games coming out, and I'm really excited for a majority of them. And today, we're going to be talking about the 5 games that I'm very excited for, plus a couple honorable mentions. And so, with that, my name is Tystra. Welcome to Direct Gaming, and if you like us and you like the video, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below and hit that notification bell to be notified of when the next video comes out. But without any further delay, let's go ahead and get into our first game. As many of you know, with this first game, this franchise has been going on since 2007, and of course we have the newest installment called Assassin's Creed Mirage. This is an action-adventure stealth game in general, and honestly, this has been going on for so long with the same type of mechanics with a little bit of additions, and the storyline ever so expansive with each and every iteration. Of course, with this one, you follow Bassem, who was introduced in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. The game is set in 9th century Baghdad during the anarchy of Samarra, and it follows Bassem's transformation from street thief to a member of the Assassin's Brotherhood, fighting against the Templar Order. And of course, with every Assassin's Creed, we get brand new abilities, which includes this one. Assassin's Creed Mirage will introduce Assassin's Focus, which is a multi-target eliminator with up to 5 enemies being downed at once, with time seemingly stopping as you kill them. Now, of course, this game is actually going to be the first on our list to release, with the release date of being October 5th, and it is multi-platform for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC through Ubisoft Plus. I'm not gonna lie, Assassin's Creed's visuals are always so fantastic, so I'm pretty excited for this game. I don't know if I'll personally play it myself, but I will say that it looks very intriguing, and you know, I might catch myself buying a copy. Now let's go from Assassins to Pokemon. Yes, that's a very big transition, and we're gonna be talking about Detective Pikachu Returns. Now, if you're like me, you've been following the journey of Pokemon since 1996, and this game, while maybe not playing in the similar style as its predecessors, is still a very awesome spin-off for the franchise. Now, Detective Pikachu Returns is a mystery-solving game where you follow Pikachu and Tim Goodman as they solve mysteries around Rhyme City. And this one is considered a sequel to the 3DS hit back in 2016. And of course, what's a Pokemon game without Pokemon? There are so many Pokemon already kind of featured in this game through the trailer that we even get to see the likes of Mewtwo, we get to see Whimsicott, and of course we see newer Pokemon like Mimikyu and many more. And through this game, we're going to be helping them out with many mysteries that happen again in Rhyme City. Now, I won't lie, I'm an avid fan of Pokemon. I love Pokemon so much that I've been playing it again since I've been 6 years old, and I'm going to probably pick this up for the Nintendo Switch on October 6th. Of course, we go into another contrast of styles where we go from Pokemon and the Nintendo Switch and happy-go-lucky family stuff to blood, gore, violence, and Souls-like gameplay. That's right, we're going to be talking about Lords of the Fallen. Now, as I've just stated, Lords of the Fallen is a Souls-like game, which means that you're going to be playing just like you're trying to survive every single hit that happens. This is also a reboot/sequel of the 2014 game of the same name, but it is said that you don't have to play the previous game to understand what's going on with this one. In Lords of the Fallen, players will journey between 2 parallel realms, with Axiom being the world of the living, with Umbral being the world of the dead. And yes, you might think that, you know, being in the realm of the living might be hard, but the realm of the dead is actually a lot scarier. Now, you might be thinking, how would you access these 2 realms? Well, you start out in Axiom, and if you die in Axiom, you actually go to the world of Umbral. You could do this by just dying in game from, you know, normal enemies, or you could actually sacrifice yourself to go to the Umbral realm. Now, of course, you also have your needs to traverse the Umbral realm, which means that you're going to need what's called the Umbral lamp. And with that, you're going to be able to modify the area around you, being, you know, shifting certain platforms to you or away from you to give you better distance, so on and so forth. And you use the Umbral lamp to really proceed through the Umbral realm. Now, of course, with Souls-like games, it's not only the enemies you have to be scared of, but you also have to be scared of the bosses. And yes, Lords of the Fallen has some really crazy bosses. We got the Congregated Flesh, which looks absolutely insane, and from what I could tell, I haven't seen really any gameplay yet of it, but this boss fight looks like it's going to be an insane challenge for many players. We also have a two-phase fight with Tangrid and Reinhold, with Tangrid being more of the first phase and a little bit more of projectiles. Not really projectile spam from what I saw in the trailer, but he looks like he's going to be more spacious, with Reinhold being the second part of this fight, and Reinhold looks like he's just going to go beast mode on the player. And then the final boss I want to talk about is Dervla, and from the trailer she already gives me a lot of Melania feels, seeming to hit very, very hard and a lot of combos, but looking graceful as she fights you. Lords of the Fallen is going to be one of those games that I really like, because I've been really trying to get better at Souls-like games, with myself beating Dark Souls 1, Elden Ring, and of course Code Vein, but Code Vein is kind of super baby mode. But I digress. This game comes out on October 13th on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and of course PC through Steam. Now, of course, this list wouldn't be complete without everybody's favorite neighborhood Spider-Man, or really everybody's favorite two Spider-Mans, and that's going to be Marvel's Spider-Man 2. This is an action-adventure game that is actually the sequel to the 2018 Marvel Spider-Man and, of course, the Miles Morales game. Now, in Marvel's Spider-Man 2, the map is nearly doubled in size, and it features new areas such as Queens and Brooklyn. In Marvel Spider-Man 2, the map has nearly doubled in size, which is featuring Queens and Brooklyn as new areas. Also in the game, you could switch between Miles Morales and Peter Parker in the open world and continue the story between the two as they fight villains such as Lizard, Kraven the Hunter, and a fan favorite known as Venom. And that's not all. There are going to be many more villains as you progress. Not only that, but the game is going to have brand new features as well, including fast travel with a little bit of downtime for loading, but honestly, it's going to be seamless from what it looks like. And of course, you get web wings. Well, what do web wings do? Well, as you swing through, you can actually go off of your web slinger and fly, making it faster for you to get across the city as you're trying to find things to do. And of course, it wouldn't be a Spider-Man game without different suits. And not only do they have a variety of suits, they have 65 different variants of suits, ranging from the movies, the comics, other games, and even original designs that haven't come out yet. Not only that, but between those suits, you can actually do different variants with a grand total of over 200 different variants of suits that you can choose to customize your adventure. Oh, but it doesn't stop there. Outside of the suits, you also have different gadgets and abilities you can earn as you play through the main story, and upgrading every new ability that you get using the new tech system for your suit. Marvel's Spider-Man 2 slings into action on October 20th with a possible PC release maybe later on down the road. We've seen it with the previous iterations, so hopefully, fingers crossed that happens, but if not, you have to get a PS5 to be able to play Marvel Spider-Man 2. Now, I do have a couple honorable mention games that I think a lot of people might enjoy, and that's going to start out with Hellboy Web of Word, which releases on October 18th for PlayStation 4, 5, Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch, and on the PC through Steam. Now, Hellboy Web of Word is a third-party beat-em-up game and continues really the story of Hellboy in general. So if you like Hellboy, you're definitely going to love the graphics on this one, and it looks like it might be a lot of fun. And of course, Nintendo Switch has its exclusives as well, with Super Mario Bros. Wonder coming out on October 20th. Now, of course, if you played a Super Mario Bros. Game, this is not going to be any different really, except for a couple of new perks and of course, different characters you can play as. And the final honorable mention is going to be Sonic Superstars, which releases on October 17th for PlayStation 4, 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch, and PC on both the Epic Game Store and Steam. Now, if you played the 1990s Sonic the Hedgehog games, this is going to be a very nostalgic game for you as it continues with the 2D side-scrolling action. And finally, since we're in spooky season, we have our own spooky game on this list, which is the much anticipated Alan Wake 2. Now, of course, Alan Wake 2 is a survival horror game and is the sequel to the well-received game Alan Wake that was released in 2010. So this is 13 years after the first game was released. Now, full judgment from y'all, you can do this if you want to judge me, but I didn't play the original Alan Wake, which I do plan to do. So I'm going to go ahead and read off a little bit of the synopsis for Alan Wake 2. The Alan Wake 2 story is set around 2 worlds, 2 characters, and 2 mysteries. The one Remedy is talking about right now focuses around a string of ritualistic murders threatening Bright Falls, Cauldron Lake, and Watery, a new explorable location in the Pacific Northwest area of Alan Wake 2. Sage Anderson, an accomplished FBI investigator, arrives in Bright Falls to look into the murders with her partner, Alex Casey. While all this is going on, there's the Alan Wake of it all. The writer has spent 13 years trapped in a dark place beneath Cauldron Lake, which has taken the form of the nightmarish New York City. You'll also play as Wake as he attempts to write a dark story which is capable of shaping the reality around him in such a way that he can make his long-awaited escape no matter the consequences. The Alan Wake 2 story will follow both of these narratives, with Remedy giving players the opportunity to jump between each character, which is pretty fantastic. I think that's a wonderful idea, especially since you do have these 2 intertwining worlds. Now, from what I'm being told, between Alan Wake and Alan Wake 2, light is still going to be needed to battle the enemies of your nightmares, and of course resources are going to be far more scarce this time around compared to Alan Wake 1. But I am pretty excited in general for the game because, again, spooky season is here, and it's the big spooky game of October. Get ready to journey into your nightmares for Alan Wake 2, which releases on October 27th, just in time for Halloween on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC through Epic Games Store. Of course, in regards to the games that were just talked about, my biggest one that I'm probably excited for is Detective Pikachu, only because of the fact that I really like Pokemon. Pokemon has been part of my life for so long and has, stayed close to my heart. I can't help but get excited for a new Pokemon game. Of course, Alan Wake 2 looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. I definitely need to play the first Alan Wake, and Lords of the Fallen seems to be that Souls game that I'm really, really wanting, especially since, it's 9 years after its, predecessor, and I don't know if it's actually a sequel or if it's actually a remake. It's tough to tell, but they said it's like an in-between. But I'm still excited for it because, again, I like Souls games anyway. But let me know in the comments down below, which game of these are you excited for, or did I not list the game that you're most excited for? Definitely want to hear y'all's opinion about this because I'm excited just to play more games. Once again, my name is Tystra Daisetsu as part of Direct Gaming. Thank you so much, and as always, have a wonderful day. Please stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.